Imagine sitting with us, a quiet room, two chairs, a small table, time set aside. No performance, no show, only conversation. Moments of listening, wondering, and remembering. Have a seat. You're welcome to listen. Welcome to the Just Right Stories. Last time you spoke about how it all started, and you talked about patterns and what you discovered in playing with the kids in that school. So, can you tell more about that?
Well, it's important to recognize that I was an absolute beginner when I got down with the kids. As adults, we usually pattern our responses from the perspective of being in control of what's going on. But now it was the reverse. I wasn't in control of what was going on because I didn't know what was going on. So I had to really pay attention. Even before I figured out that there were patterns, I had to do something that I wasn't used to, and that is that I had to get down on the floor with the kids. I couldn't use a book, I couldn't study it, I had to participate, which meant getting down. So by getting down, I started to pay attention. And in paying attention, I noticed patterns where I didn't expect them. I thought children's play was kind of random, do whatever you want, spontaneous behavior. I didn't think beyond that. Well, that wasn't what I saw. I saw that there were patterns in how the children used their eyes, how they touched, how they used space. And the one that surprised me the most was there was no contest in their behavior. And that didn't make sense to me. I assumed that all human behavior from children on up was contest behavior. And so I really started to look at what the kids did, how they did it, how they included me, what my role was, because I didn't know what my role was going to be in their play. And it surprised me that when I say there's no contest, I mean there's no blame and no fault. There's no revenge. There's an incredible amount of nonverbal communication, of sharing, of taking turns without adjusting their behavior to take turns. Take turns became just a very smooth behavior pattern among the kids.
What do you mean taking turns? Taking turns in playing with you, or
I'm sorry,
what do you mean with taking turns?
like if there's a toy and one child has it and another child wants it, I'm used to squabbles, grabbing, yelling, crying, but that didn't happen here. A child used a toy, and as his hands went off the toy and did something else, another child moved the toy around. And the best way that I could think of to feel this was that I would lie down on my back in the middle of the rug where the kids used blocks and toys, little cars and so on. And I would lie there and let the kids build blocks, build buildings, run their cars and so on over me. And so I was right in the middle of it. I wasn't standing outside observing something.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it happen around me.
Yeah.
So that's a much closer appreciation of how these kids are moving and treating each other when you're in the midst of it than standing outside and watching. I didn't believe that it could be no contest. It just didn't make any sense. I kept thinking that I'm missing something, I'm not seeing appropriately. So it was only by participating with these kids, going to Mexico and playing with street kids, playing with children with autism, schizophrenia, Down syndrome, all kinds of children, that I could see the pattern stayed the same. That regardless of the cultural category the children belonged in, gang members, autistic, women or girls, boys, none of those categories seemed to make a difference. The children in their play with me all did the same thing. There was no contest, no blaming, no hitting. I had to adjust to some kids who came into the play who used behavior that seemed aggressive to me at the beginning. I had to adjust how to handle it on my part. What do I do with that?
Why do you say seemed aggressive? Why do you say
Well,
that?
it was aggressive because the children would hit me.
Yeah.
And my own response to that from my context, my history, was that that's aggression.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything else.
Yeah.
I had to learn that part of that was how I received it. And how I received it had a lot to do with how you handle space. For example, a little girl who was, I'll say, 4 years old, one day I was just sitting on the grass with her, or I was laying down, she's sitting in front of me, and she punched me in the eye. Now, a 4-year-old's punch is not going to send me to the hospital, but it did break my glasses and gave me a black eye. And I thought, wow, did she intend it? No, I didn't think so at the time. It's just behavior. Boom, it happened, and it shocked me a bit. So I went home, put ice on my face, got a new pair of glasses, came back the next day, and it happened again. And I thought, okay, what's happening here? Now, one of the differences between learning from children and learning from adults is adults talk. The children don't talk. So what's the lesson she's giving me? It's about space. That's the wrong distance to be from a punch. Oh, so what's the right distance? It was illogical to me, but the right distance was not to move back, but to move forward, move into the punch.
It's usually not the first reaction. It's not how you first would react.
No. That took some punches. And then it took kicks, and I began to adjust. I was with a teenage girl with autism in Connecticut, sitting on the lawn again. She's sitting cross-legged, and I'm lying on the ground next to her. And all of a sudden, she delivered a snap kick, is what I call it. The leg on top of it snapped out and caught me right in the face and literally knocked my head back. One of the interesting things about that contact was that her grandmother always put Doc Martens on her. Doc Martens are like combat boots for kids. So I got a Doc Marten kick in the jaw, and it really caught my attention. Now, whether it was intended by her or not is irrelevant. What's irrelevant was that I was not paying attention. So as we continue to play, I just moved slightly inside of, so when the kick came, it wouldn't hit me.
So she would kick you again?
Her, her, from sitting in that position, her leg would go out.
Yeah.
And when I talked to her teacher laughed and said, yeah, Gracie does that. So it wasn't an aggressive intention
Yeah.
to kick me.
Yeah.
It was her embodied response that happens with her. And I happen to be at the other end of it.
So was she special need kid?
Yes, she has autism.
Yeah, okay.
And all of those kinds of behaviors helped me a great deal as I played with more people, played with animals, because my first response then began to sit back, pay attention, observe, feel what's here before you do something. Mm-hmm. So it became a pattern for me when I was introduced to children, for example, or to somebody's dog, to somebody's horse. I never touched them first.
Yeah.
I would wait for the child or the animal to touch me first. And that gives me information.
Yeah.
So I learned how to collect information about connection.
So you waited for the kid to touch you, and it gave you information when it did it, how it did it,
Yeah.
and the way it used the touch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're always doing it. And then I had to, since before I played with children, the only special needs experience I had was seeing a person in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's all I knew about. Well, now I had to play with special needs kids. And I remember at the very beginning, I was lifting a girl in a wheelchair. I was lifting a girl in a wheelchair in a special needs school. And the teacher laughed and came over to me and said, Fred, you have to undo the straps first.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was lifting the girl and the wheelchair at the same time. Oh, yeah. So I had to learn to be with a child with cerebral palsy who may have feeling in one leg and one arm. Well, how do I touch the leg that doesn't have feeling? I had to learn from them.
But did you think about it, or did you
No.
just feel into it? You just went there and...
Yeah. And I wouldn't even know, because I asked teachers if the opportunity arose, don't tell me anything about the children. I want to feel what it is that I need to do, not listen to how you behave with the children.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that their behavior was wrong, it's that I was in a different relationship with the kids.
Yeah.
And so I would learn by watching the child's motion and movement and where to put myself so the child would touch me. One little boy, who was probably around 2, had cerebral palsy. And we didn't know, no one seemed to know how much vision he had. And normally he would lay on his back or lay in cushions, and his had rapid head motion side to side. And it appeared that he couldn't see or paid no attention visually to his world. So I got the idea of taking my head and I put it right down within inches of his eyes. And he stopped, shocked me right in front of me. Here he is looking at me. Whoa. Then he goes, I started to move, but I moved slow and he followed me. So I realized, I could go into and now be part of a pattern. I can receive it and then even initiate patterns. So it becomes not just me copying
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
but there's a back and forth
Yeah.
motion to this.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's important. There's a back and forth motion, a give and take,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
give and receive to all of this. If I don't pay attention,
Yeah.
all I do is go in and
Yeah.
do stuff.
Yeah.
So
So let's go back again. You talked about the patterns. What were the patterns you really noticed? You said how they use their hands, how they touch, how they use their eyes. What
Yeah.
were the first things you noticed?
Probably the first things I noticed was how they used their eyes. And I just didn't think about it. I just noticed that something was different, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with patterns of touch at the beginning. I didn't pay a lot of attention. I noticed that they didn't touch heads first when, a new child would come in. Okay, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to that. And as you can see, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the issue of space
Yeah.
until, it became an issue for me. But the no contest that was different. Because not only was it behavioral, that went against the context of human life for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just couldn't be. That it's like quantum physics as opposed to traditional physics. There's a step here that...
Yeah. But would you were in that school. Did the kids always behave that way, or was it just when they were with you on the floor?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
My job was literally to play with the kids.
Yeah.
I had no job context with staff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't do other things with kids. I was with kids all day in different classrooms, but I was always playing with them. I didn't really, unless teachers commented to me,
Yeah.
or parents commented
Yeah.
and said, wow, my son, my daughter is doing something different. And that we notice even at home that she doesn't squabble or fight as much. What are you doing?
Yeah. So you would lie on the floor or sit around with the kids and just move with them and just be there, but you wouldn't talk. You would go outside with them. You would just be what they were doing, but the kids would talk to each other.
Not very much. I would sit sometimes in what they call the dress-up corner, where the kids are putting and kids love to put hats on me or all their clothes. And then they would talk to me, Fred, you be father, or you be uncle, or you be...
But did you ever engage in that, if you were an uncle or something, you did a role play kind of thing? No.
I didn't pretend to be then a father.
Yeah, yeah.
I just accepted what they gave me,
Yeah.
but I didn't try to act it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. That's just the way I did it. I didn't try to have a me in the play, in the sense of decision making.
Okay.
When the kids were at art tables, then I would go and kneel down and be at the art table. I would take a piece of paper and put it there. And the child would reach in and take a crayon and put it on my paper. So I draw something, and then I'd take a crayon and give it to her. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't talk about what we're doing. In the blocks, the toys, I would just lay down or sit down.
Yeah.
And as the kids build things, I would give them blocks.
Okay.
I didn't build stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I participated in what was happening with them because I wanted to so much of it was unconscious every day. A consciousness returned when I got home and would write some things about what I saw.
Yeah.
Most of my writing was on the contest because I considered it impossible.
Okay.
It just didn't it went against everything I could imagine for human beings. But the more I played in different environments, it would just happen. With the gang members, they never contested with me. And then they didn't do it with their peers.
So what is your theory? Why didn't contest happen? Why do you think why?
Why do I think it happened? At the time, I had no idea. I couldn't figure out whether it was me,
Yeah.
because I was part of it.
Yeah.
Was I doing something? I couldn't figure that out. Were they doing something?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was the kids, because they were contesting when I first came into the environment.
Yeah.
They already had this behavior.
Yeah, that's like a normal behavior.
For them, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it included me. So it was as if I was living in two worlds. During the day, 5 or 6 hours, I was with this no contest kindness world. And then in the evenings and weekends, I was in the regular adult world of contest behavior. And it just simply made no sense. And I couldn't figure out why would gang members stop their behavior? I'm not talking to them. I didn't tell gang members, look, let's be nice, let's be kind, don't do this, don't do that. I never said anything. In fact, in all the 50 years, I've never told a child what to do in play.
Yeah.
How to behave, to stop doing that, or I would think at the time I would try to make a believable context for what was happening.
Yeah.
How could I believe in a context of no contest?
Yeah.
What did that... And it just didn't fit the rest of the world. So I could only think, maybe there's a code, maybe there's some kind of something that these kids, somehow, they haven't left it. They still use it. And most kids have dropped it. But why these kids? And I tried to make excuses for them at first. Oh, it's a private school. Most families are well-to-do. The staff is a kind of alternative school staff. And none of those worked.
Yeah.
None of those had any bearing on the issue at all.
Yeah.
And I realized that parents and teachers didn't get the same responses that I got.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. Why do when I'm playing with a group of kids and then it's time for them to go in and have something other with a teacher, they have a teacher-student relationship with that adult.
Yeah. But you never thought like it was you? Because, I mean, you were the only factor that was there at that time.
At the beginning, there was... I did think that had something to do with me. In fact, at the children's school, because we were doing this every day. It became known as Fred's play. As if it had something to do with me.
Yeah.
I don't think the kids paid any
No.
attention. They didn't name it.
Yeah.
We used that word, that phrase, among adults.
Yeah.
So adults understood, we'll have Fred play now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So all the adults knew
What was going to
what
happen?
was going to happen. The kids didn't ever use it that I know about.
But when was the point when you consciously started noticing that this can't be me? This is not about Fred. When was those moments or experiences when you could tell this is nothing about your person?
I think it happened very slowly. And it would happen with sometimes very specific teaching lessons that I would receive. Oh, like the kicks in the face.
Yeah.
If it had been about me, I should have been able to respond to that.
Yeah.
But obviously I couldn't. I remember at a clinic for kids, a boy is about 8. He had autism, and he liked to, in the grass area outside, he liked to run around. And the staff would just watch him and talk and comment about how awkward he was. And he was. Considering our normal expectations of how a child runs and moves, it's remarkable that he even stood up.
Yeah, you told in the last episode, you told about that, how you fell down, how you learned that from him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
He had to teach me. So it was obvious there wasn't something in me that was, but it was obvious that I was participating.
Yeah.
That I was open to something that kids were giving. Nobody else learned from that boy how to fall down. Nobody else got kicked in the face.
I mean, people do get kicked in the face and get slapped by kids, but there is never the idea of, oh, I can learn something important here. It's so quickly...
So eventually, that I started to put it together more, that I was learning something that had to do with more than just being with kids. Had to do with more than learning how to fall, or learning how to move, or learning how to use my eyes. There was a bigger pattern.
Yeah.
That these were pieces of a bigger pattern. And I was being given it in ways that, not that I would understand, because I didn't, but in ways that I would participate and not run away. Not say, oh, this is nonsense, this is crazy. What a waste of time.
Yeah.
Something in me knew it wasn't a waste of time.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you kept going even if it was really tough and hard and you didn't have any support or any place you could go to.
I had no support. Since I had no experience in play, after a while, maybe a year or so, I began to read books in psych, anthro, soc, behavior, neurology about children's play. It didn't take very long, and I put it all down.
Yeah, you couldn't find anything in there that
I
would,
didn't find anything
yeah,
useful.
yeah,
Had nothing to do with what I was experiencing. So I thought, I don't, I don't get it. I had a friend who was a Catholic priest,
yeah, yeah.
and I asked him. I told him a little bit about what I was doing, and he said, why don't you read St. John of the Cross and St. Teresa of Avila? Okay, I didn't know anything about it. I've never even heard of them.
Yeah.
But when I did read them, I thought, they know what I'm talking about. But I still did not make the connection that it had something spiritual about it.
Yeah. But you're
Not
the
at
first time you noticed that someone knows what
Yeah.
you were feeling and experiencing. Yeah.
But it was still a matter of Fred learning how to play and wanting to see if the pattern, mostly I wanted to see if the pattern of no contest went on and on. Was it consistent throughout all children on earth?
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I think we can wrap it up here, and then I think we can go on next time exploring the patterns that you try to also see like in animals. That's I think that where your exploration went next. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.